Testing, testing, testing. All right, so I'm going to get started here in 3 minutes. First of all, we're going to look at the Fear and Greed Index right now on crypto. And right now, we are sitting in greed at 68. We are sitting at 68 in greed. And, you know, the market is getting more greedy. And Bitcoin, I believe, still is going to be bullish for this upcoming week. We will see. But that's kind of what I believe. I do want to let my chat know that we are live. We do have a Telegram group. Feel free to join that. Last bull market, it was really active. I'm trying to get active again. Right now, we have 49 people in there, so feel free to join that. And anyways, looking at crypto, we're in greed right now. Bitcoin right now is sitting at $34,488. And I'm going to start on the weekly time frame and work my way down. And I'll just give you my opinion on what the market's doing based on the charts. I'll make a video about it, testing. Welcome to the Crypto Boss Andrew family. Let's look at Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame is getting overbought, and we are making a higher high. So technically, the weekly chart does need to get a pullback. That doesn't mean you can't get pinned and keep going up, but at some point in the next few weeks, I would expect a pullback on Bitcoin. Although I do think Bitcoin will hit 40K before we get that pullback. Right now, we are sitting at $34,480. You really need to hold $34,000, in my opinion, and hold that as support. The 3-day chart right now for Bitcoin is also overbought, pinned. So the weekly chart could do the same thing the 3-day chart is doing and get pinned, and we could keep going up a little bit more. And the daily chart is also overbought. I also have the daily chart, or I guess there's probably a 4-hour chart and a flag. But daily chart looks good to me as well. It's still in a bull pennant, in my opinion. So if you break 35K, you'd be breaking to the upside. If you break 34K, you'd be breaking to the downside. You really have to break $35,000 to remain bullish. Daily chart does want to come down, though, on the stock RSI. The 4-hour chart is what I was talking about that was in this bull flag. You're above the 21-day moving average. You're above the 200-day moving average. So it still looks really good. My measured move on the 4-hour time frame was all the way to $40,300. I still see that being possible, but Bitcoin has to hold this level here at $3,300. At $34,300, I should say. That's what Bitcoin has to hold to remain bullish. And if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame is it's just basically consolidating. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So Bitcoin right now is in a pretty tight range, at least on the smaller time frames, from 34,100 and all the way up to 34.9. So it's in an $800 range. And the 21-day moving average right now is at $33,600. So if Bitcoin wants to be really bullish, probably on the 15-minute chart, I would say you probably have to hold 33,000. Well, I guess it would be 34,000 even. So if Bitcoin loses $34,000, that's really bearish. And I also support on Bitcoin at 34.3. So to the downside, you have to hold 34.3. That's what we'll call it. And if you don't, then I would be looking for lower targets all the way down to 33,300. And to the upside, if Bitcoin wants to confirm a breakout, I would like to see a daily candle close above $35,000. Then you could be looking for 35,900, and then above that 37.2, and then above that you have resistance at 39.5, and then above that would be my target at $40,300. So I still think the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin is in a bull flag, and as long as you hold $33,300, we are still good. You did have a move below it early today, but you weren't below it long enough to invalidate the bull flag. It was just a wick. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin unless you lose $34,300, and that is about $200 lower. So that's my update for Bitcoin. I'm bullish for the month of November. I do think, though, towards the end of this month, the weekly chart is gonna be long overdue for a pullback, and at some point we're probably gonna pull back. But if we went up to $40,000 before we get that pullback, and then the pullback on the weekly chart only took you down to 30K, that'd be really bullish in my opinion. Make a higher low at 30K and move on. That's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If you guys enjoyed this analysis, appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update. So if you guys have any requests for altcoins, do let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. Got one person watching right now on YouTube. So we are streaming live on YouTube as well, so feel free to go check that out. I am in a long on Wojak coin. I got in at 17.2, And thank you guys for the likes. I got in at 17.2, so it's at 17.1 right now. I have my stop loss right now below this last local low here. It was right here that I'm looking at. 16.16 was my last local low. Maybe I need to zoom into the 15-minute chart to show you. 15-minute chart is making a higher low, so that's the time frame I took the trade on. But it was this low right here. So 16.16 is where my stop loss is right now on Wojak coin. I am trading this based on the 15-minute chart. And if Bitcoin or if Wojak goes below 16.16, that'd be a lower low, and the trade is invalidated. The trend is invalidated, so I'd be out of the trade. When this 200-day smooth moving average gets above my entry point, then I'm gonna start moving my stop loss up based on where this thick yellow line is, which is the smooth moving average on the 200-day time frame, or the 200 moving average. So that's what I'm looking at right now. My stop loss is currently 16.16. When this yellow line comes above that level, I will move my stop loss up based on where this yellow line is at. But for right now, that's the trade I'm in. I think Wojak looks really good on the 15. It looks good on the 4-hour chart as well. The stocks aren't completely oversold, but you can see the trend is very strong to the upside. And this is the altcoin I'm in right now. I have resistance up here at 18. I have more resistance up here at 21, and then 24.5 is the next 3 resistance zones. To the downside, if you lose 16.16, the trade is invalidated. Below that, you have more support at 13. But yeah, that is what I'm looking at for Wojak. It is a meme coin, high risk, high reward. That's the only trade I'm in right now. But I'm also, like I said, I think if Bitcoin keeps going up, it will also help this Wojak trade. I'm also more bullish. I did a video also earlier today on Jasmine coin. I like what Jasmine coin is doing. It is making a higher high. Obviously, that chart looks horrible, but if you zoom into like the 4-hour time frame, it it made a double bottom at 304. That's extremely bullish, and it right now is trying to make a breakout. On the 4-hour time frame, I do see this in a falling wedge. And as long as it holds a level of 382, I'm still bullish on Jasmine coin with a possible breakout of this falling wedge to 434, which is our next resistance. If we got up there, got rejected, but made a higher low at 359, I would be really bullish on Jasmine there. But that's what I'm looking for, possible trade idea on Jasmine as well. I also think Jasmine I don't think Jasmine is going to go below 304. So at this point, I think this is probably, if you do believe in Jasmine still, this would be the time to accumulate. Not financial advice. I'm not doing that. But I do think, I can't really see it going below 304 at this point because it made a double bottom on like the weekly time frame. So Jasmine, to me, looks bullish short term and long term. I think the long term trend is also up now. So I think the Jasmine low is in. Some altcoins still look like they can make a new low. Some altcoins are overbought on the weekly time frame, making a lower high. One of those coins I'm talking about is Atom coin, a coin that I'm going to invest heavily on when the weekly chart makes a higher low. Right now it's making a lower high, so we're not there right now. But if it makes a higher low, maybe I could change my thoughts on that. But you can see right now, if we go to the weekly time frame on Atom coin, I thought Atom coin was already overbought on the weekly time frame, but it is probably going to still make a higher low unless it somehow gets above this key level of resistance here on the weekly time frame. Unless it gets above $15.50 on this rally up, that's still going to make a higher or lower high on the weekly time frame. So to me, I still want to see it break 15.50 to want to invest more, or I would like to see it break 15.50 and then make a higher low above that. And right now, your current low is $6. So if the next higher low is above $6, that'd be a good time to accumulate Atom on the weekly time frame. But until then, I'm just watching it still. It is a coin that I want to invest in to this bear/bull market, but I can't do that until I see the weekly time frame make a higher low for a trend reversal. Because I'm not going to DCA into something that just continues to make new lows. To me, I'm not going to try to catch a falling knife. I don't want to DCA. I want to buy it when I believe the low is in. And then when I believe the low is in, I'd be more okay DCAing at that point. So I will DCA. I don't want to do it for 2 years straight while the bear market's still going on. Not that I think the bear market's going to last another 2 years, but that's why I haven't been doing it for the last 2 years. So that Atom and Galfa are the two altcoins I'll be buying in this, in the next 6 months. So if you guys have requests for coins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. Otherwise, with that being said, that is kind of what the market is looking like right now, and I don't see any request for coins except for XCN. We will go look at XCN from the request on YouTube. XCN, let's look at XCN. So this is XCN on the weekly time frame. Obviously, this is making a lower high on the weekly time frame. again, guys, this is definitely the last coin I would ever invest in. I talked about shorting this, though, from all the way up here at 295 when it had 2 zeros, and now it has 3 zeros since it's 7.8. So let's just do the math. If you guys would have, not financial advice, but if you guys would have taken the trade setup I gave you up there, and you would have shorted at 295 when it had 2 zeros, and you sold now when it has 3 zeros at 7.8, that's almost a 4x just to go back up there. So that means it's down about 80% from that place. And if you did any 2x leverage or something, you'd be up 6x. So not financial. I mean, that was a good trade up. Now the weekly chart's getting overbought. You could still probably enter a pretty safe trade if you're trading the weekly time frame, because it looks like it's gonna make obviously gonna make a lower high on the weekly time frame. So it looks bad to me right now. 3-day chart is overbought, making a lower high. Daily chart is overbought, making a lower high. You're below the 200-day moving average. You're below the 21-day moving average. This coin still looks horrific. Even on the 4-hour time frame, the smaller time frames, you're above the 21-day moving average, but now you want to get above the 200-day moving average and get it going across. The 4-hour chart just made another lower high right here recently at 8.0008. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, if you want to be it also looks like there's a lack of volume. Look at all the wicks here. If you want to be bullish, so you have to see a higher low put in at 7.4. I would want to see a higher low put in above 7.4. So you can't lose 7.5 and be bullish on this. There's just not much volatility anymore either, because there's no volume. Even the 1-hour chart has no volume. Look at all those crazy wicks to the exact same area that tells me there's no volume and no one's really trading this. 1-hour chart is above all the moving averages, so the 1-hour chart looks good to me. But the 1-hour chart really can't lose this 200-day moving average here at 7.6. And the 1-hour chart looks all right. The 15-minute is overbought. Look, there's no volume on this, guys. I would not touch this. I can't even believe Coinbase still has this as a coin, but I would stay away from this. And it just keeps making new lows. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go any more in depth in it, because it's a coin I'd stay away from, and it probably will actually make a new low below 6.8 based on the fact that weekly is overbought. So I would, if you're getting DCA into this, which I would highly not advise, not financial advice, but I would just not touch it with a 10-foot pole. I would not touch this until you at least see the weekly chart make a higher low. And so far, that looks very unlikely unless somehow the weekly chart gets oversold and stays above 6.8. And technically, higher low would have to be higher than that. So you'd basically could only go down to 7 and still be bullish on the weekly time frame. I would stay away from this. It looks like a scam coin. It looks like it's going to continue going lower, and it looks like more than likely it's going to make a new low. But we'll see what happens, right? I don't even know what the market cap is for XCN anymore. Market cap right now is $20 million, so that's getting pretty low for a Coinbase coin as well. And the fact it's overbought now on the higher time frames, probably going to make a new low. It's going to go back to at least 15 million probably. So that is one I would stay away from. But thank you guys for the likes. And if you guys have requests, I'll do them. Otherwise, with that being said, that's kind of all I got. So make sure you hit the follow, hit the subscribe button if you guys are watching on YouTube. And join the Telegram group. It is free to join the Telegram group. So I appreciate if you guys join that. But with that being said, I'll be back live Saturday, 3 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Central Time, I should say. I believe Bitcoin will be above $35,000 come next time I go live stream. I think the range will be between 35,000 and 37,000. I think we'll be somewhere, and I think in 5 days from now, Bitcoin will be $500 to $2,000 higher, and that's my prediction for the next time I go live, where I think Bitcoin will be. But that's all I got, though. So thanks, guys, for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Until then, trade safe and have a great week.